Well, I'm coming today to protest outside the largest private male circumcision clinic in the country, Thornhill Clinic in Luton. Today is officially the largest ever anti-MGM protest ever mounted in this country. Just a few of the people here, but we have people with placards like this on the main road, and we have people stop and chatting, passers by in cars, putting a thumbs up, and altogether it's been very peaceful and positive, and we hope it'll stay that way.
Why am I against male genital mutilation? Well, it's self-evident, isn't it? Why does anyone have to explain why they would be against male genital mutilation? Surely the boot is on the other foot, isn't it? Surely people who approve of cutting bits off babies, and that's what it is, chopping bits off babies without any medical reason, surely people who approve of that should be put on the spot to defend their opinions. To me, it's self-evident that it's completely intolerable. It's barbaric in this day and age, and it needs to stop.
I'm here to show my anger, disgust, dismay, bemusement that an article like this can be published in the Broad Street, the heavyweight press. This is in the Times in June 2012. That's saying that it's okay to circumcise baby boys, and admitting that this is child abuse, and still saying that this is an abuse that we as a society can or we must tolerate for the purpose of maintaining religious harmony, or so we're not offending religious sensibilities. And everyone thinks it's okay. This can be published, and there's no knee-jerk response from the public saying, wait a minute, you're admitting that child abuse is okay, and this article can be published, and a woman actually, there's the rub. You know, this is a child abuse that isn't against all children. This is a child abuse against male children. It's against boys, but that's okay because we know that girls are protected.
My name's Tony Stott. I'm part of Healing Men. I'm also part of Justice for Men and Boys, political party campaigning for the rights of men and boys. I'm here today because one of the greatest offences against men and boys is male circumcision, which is illegal. It's a violence against the person, and yet the government, the Crown Prosecution Service, the police do nothing about it. This is the imposition of parents' rights, R-I-T-E-S, their process, their beliefs, their systems, and imposing those in a violent and an offensive way on children who have no choice, who scream and kick and shout against the offences against their body, but have no choice.
Yeah, I've heard 1 in 16,000 boys who are circumcised, or just boys in general, need to have a medical circumcision, whereas 1 in 10,000 boys who have the operation die from it. So,
well, yes,
that's
yes,
fairly harrowing.
Boys dying. You know,
yeah.
But one of my reasons to be here as well is who cares? You know, who cares that boys die? Who actually? Why isn't that on the TV? Why isn't it on the radio? Why isn't it in the newspapers? Who cares? I care. That's what I mean.
With circumcision, like specifically, I've sort of heard some absolute horror stories of some of the worst ones and stuff. And
yeah, including that famous one where they amputated it and then brought him up as a girl. And
right,
there's a guy in America I saw, I think it was Oprah, who she comes into this whole thing, but and he was saying even from 4 he knew that he was a boy. And the doctor said, "Oh, just give him gender reassignment, it'll be fine." And of course, it wasn't.
Wow!
He ended up killing himself.
I'm here because I think it's exactly right that children should grow up as intended. If the survival of the fittest says that everybody's born with a foreskin, I guess that's why we've all survived so long, and to chop that off for no good reason seems to me to be absolutely ridiculous and completely unnecessary. And an argument we've just had with a guy in a car saying that babies under the age, if babies are done within the first 6 weeks, they don't feel anything. Well, why is it then that babies scream their heads off when they're born, for goodness sake? Or why is it that the nurse slaps their bottom to make them draw their first breath, for goodness sake? Babies don't feel. Ha ha ha.
My name's Richard. I'm from an organisation called Men Do Complain. We started Men Do Complain about 6 years ago, because one of the things we discovered when we were campaigning about circumcision was that people would say, "Oh, but nobody ever complains." Well, they do now, and we're here at the Thornhill Clinic in Luton because the Thornhill Clinic is one of the country's clinics, and I hate to use the word clinic really in this case, one of the country's clinics that circumcises the most boys in a year. It's right up there, it's Premier League. And of course this is an operation that's inflicted on children without their choice, and this happens to boys in this country quite widely, and it also still happens to girls in this country quite widely, and it also still happens to intersex children in this country quite widely.
Hi, my name's Ian, I'm from Cambridge, I'm a retired solicitor. I'm here because this is a very important issue for men's rights activists to campaign against circumcision, because circumcision was made illegal for women in 1985, and technically it should be illegal for men because it's child abuse, it's chopping up babies' genitals without their consent, and it's not. People turn a blind eye to it, the police won't prosecute. It's crazy that it's unfair that this happens, and there's no medical justification for circumcision in the 21st century. The only people doing it now are doing it for religious reasons, and it's not a compulsory part of any religion, it's an optional part. But nevertheless, where religious practices conflict with English law should succeed. And cutting a baby's genitals must be child abuse, because if you simply touch a child's genitals without their consent, not that they can give consent at 8 days old, but simply touching a baby or a child's genitals, you can end up in prison for a long time for sexual abuse. So going near a baby's genitals with a knife, whatever you're doing, is just incredible that this is legal, or at least tolerated. And the CPS won't prosecute for this. It just beggars belief.
Today we can honestly say that we have had the largest ever anti-MGM protest in the UK. We've had lots of productive conversations with people. We've had placards, people holding placards along the Dunstable Road. Lots of cars stopped, and it's just been a very, very successful day. And we shall return, and we may not announce to the clinic next time exactly when we return, so it will come as hopefully an unpleasant surprise when we do.